Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about Guild Wars. So it's been a little over 3 years now. I think maybe like 3 years and a week or some shit like that since I started playing Guild Wars 2. And holy fuck, dude! Man, it has been a journey. I made this video I think last year as well. No, I think that was the 2,000 hour video, which I haven't really played a whole lot of it this year, to be honest with you. But you know, it's mainly because we haven't really gotten much content drops at all. They have been really, you know, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, man. They're not giving us jack fucking shit. But you know, I have really enjoyed this game over the years, and I just, you know, thanks to ArenaNet and to my community. No, not my community. I don't have a community. I don't know if you just heard me shit my pants there, but I just did. I was turtling a little bit ago. Yeah, so, you know, I don't have a community, but like the Guild Wars community, right? For watching my videos. Last year was a tremendous year for me on YouTube. Not in like views or whatever, because I don't really give a fuck about that, but like just because I had so much fun doing it last year. I had a lot of fun doing a lot of Guild Wars content last year, man. It was so fucking fun to do it. And I really, really missed the End of Dragons launch, man. It was such a good time. For those first few months, it was like seriously some of the most fun I've had in this game. You know, when I first started playing the game, I don't know if you guys have this shit, but when you think back to a time, you think of like a certain smell and like, you know, the way it just felt, that time felt to you. You know, there's a specific way, not like emotionally, but just like it felt a certain way, you know? And to me, when I think back to Guild Wars 2, when I first started the game, it was just this huge sense of adventure and mystery, and it was like, this was a whole new thing for me, man. And it was seriously such a magical time for me playing the game. And unfortunately, you can't go back to that. And I do have faith, though, that this will happen again at some point with some game, because, you know, like when I played Destiny for the first time in 2015, I had that. I had that sense of magic and wonder, and I didn't get that in any video game up until Guild Wars 2, you know, 5 years later. Of course, it also helped that COVID was the thing and everyone was staying inside. You know, I'm extremely introverted. I'm inside all the fucking time. You know, I do college stuff from home. So it wasn't really that big of a deal to me. It wasn't a huge change or anything. It was just the shit I've been doing forever now, right? But for a lot of people, that was a really shitty time, and a lot of people were playing Guild Wars because, you know, they weren't at their jobs and stuff like that. And yeah, it was a much different time, man. 2020 was like, even just thinking like 3 years ago was such a significantly different time than what we have now. And it really is insane how much COVID really changed, at least America. It changed my generation in specific, a lot. You know, I'm in the earlier parts of Gen Z. I'm 22 years old, so I'm very much in that early part. I'm kind of mixed because I grew up without technology and with technology, you know, because we didn't really, like, I never had iPads in my classroom like kids have now, you know. I never had that. I didn't even have it in like high school. We had Chromebooks when I was in high school, and that was like, you know, going on like 10th and 11th grade. So I grew up without technology and with technology. I'm kind of that hybrid sort of area of Gen Z. And why did I mention that? I don't really know. But, it's, you know, it's a different time, okay? And it just feels weird to say that about 3 years ago, you know? That's crazy. But Guild Wars was such an amazing game when I first played it. And, it, you know, this game really helped me with my cat's death, which I don't really want to talk about it too much. But about a month after I got into the game, on May 14th, my previous cat, Snowflake, died. And it was a very, like, I know it sounds weird, but it was really traumatic for me. It took me like a year and a half to really get over it. I was having like a bunch of trauma attacks and shit. Anytime someone would say Snowflake, I'd have like a mental breakdown. It was bad, dude. It was really bad. But this game really helped me get through it. I would say this and my friends were the thing that really helped me kind of get through that whole thing. But I'll never forget that day, man. I'll never fucking forget it. I remember coming back, and I was playing Black Ops 3 Zombies with my friend. We were on fucking Horizon Druck, and like, I don't think I've ever been that way around my friend before. Like, I think he could probably tell I was just fucking broken, man. Like, I just wasn't myself. And I think that whole event kind of changed me too. You know, I'm a significantly different person than I was back then, despite me still having the same sense of humor and being the same in terms of like my fucking autisticness and shit. I'm very different than how I was 3 years ago. That event actually changed me in a lot of ways, which is weird, you know, cat's death or whatever. But I don't know, it was a weird thing that happened. But this game really helped me get through all that, like I said. And I just remember playing the Necromancer and on the Reaper and using that Greatsword for the first time, man, and experiencing all of these world bosses. I still have the clip when I was just exploring. I think it was like Timberline Falls or some shit, and the daily event completer was there, and it was the first time I ran across a horde of players coming through, and I was fucking mind blown because I've never seen, you know, like a group of players that big in a game before. You know, with excluding like, you know, like raids in World of Warcraft. But that was like fucking 45 players. It was a lot of people, man. It was just this unreal experience for me. And that was like a month after I started playing the game, man. You know, it were maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, but I'll never forget reaching level 80 and just being like, oh shit, here we go, bro. This is when the game is like gonna go ape shit. And I really enjoyed the leveling. I thought the new player experience was fantastic. I had such a good time. The community was so fucking great when I started off, and still is. And playing Fractals for the first time, like I said, experiencing those world bosses, the fucking meta events. You know, like, I'll never forget seeing Claude Jormag for the first time, and I was just fucking mind blown. I think that was my first, like, big dragon boss that I faced, and I was absolutely mind blown. That in Sequatl, I was, like, looking at it and just how huge this is, and, you know, the gameplay itself, fighting the dragon, is actually kind of boring. I ain't gonna lie. I wish there was more interesting elements to fighting dragons besides just swinging at their feet. But, you know, it was a lot of fun to experience that, and I've spent so much time playing World Bosses, man. World Bosses have been my most played activity, I would say, in Guild Wars 2. I've had so much fun with them, and I really wish they'd add more. I really wish they would do that. Instead of doing meta events constantly, I really wish they would add more World Boss events, you know? But, you know, that is what it is, I guess. We should get one on every fucking map, dude. I think we really should have one on every single map. And on a timer, too, you know, on that world boss timer. I think that'd be great. Like, if the Leviathan boss could be on that as well, I think that'd be cool as shit. And, yeah, but, man, I think this video is mainly just to show my appreciation for the game and for the experience that I've had and the people that I've met, either through the game or through YouTube. Seriously, man, it's been such a fucking journey, and I'm really looking forward to whatever the hell they're gonna do in the future with the next expansion. You know, what's the I'm still wondering what the fuck are we doing about elite specs, man. And I don't think they're gonna say dick about that until the expansion gets announced. I think they'll probably mention what the fuck they're gonna do then, but I would really like to know, like, once they have a definitive plan in place, I really would like to know. I think it's better to tell people as early as possible once you have that plan put in place than to wait to the expansion announcement, because we want to get our expectations in check, you know? But yeah, that's it, man. Thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you, ArenaNet, for everything. Like I said, it's truly been such an unbelievable journey throughout this game, and I'm really looking forward to just the future. And hopefully we'll get some quality of life changes for pets on Ranger too, please. We need some good boon share. I would love to see an elite spec that properly focuses around the pet someday. But, you know, God, I've talked about that so many times. So, yeah, that's going to cover it. Peace.